a pocket that was extremely active in trade yesterday, which is the fertilizer pack. A lot of urea, non-urea players, complex fertilizer companies were up anywhere between 7 to 8%. Coromandel International is in the green in today's session as well. A. Vellayan, chairman of the company, joins us on the line from Chennai to just give a status check on what's really happening in the space. Mr. Vellayan, thanks so much for joining in. Just a couple of updates really. One is that what we understand is that the complex fertilizer prices have increased post the implementation of NBS. Has that resulted in a decline in demand at all?
Yeah, I think overall demand, there's been a degrowth this year in the phosphatic sector by about 7 to 8%. And this is largely on the back of urea prices being highly subsidized. So there's been more of urea usage by the farmers. So urea consumption has gone up and fertilizer consumption in phosphatics has declined.
Okay. So has there been in the October to December quarter margin pressure that would have come about as a result of the fact that your costs would have pretty much remained constant, but the output would have gone down substantially?
No, actually the October-December quarter is okay because most people had, the depreciation in the rupee was already priced into the MRP. Now, going forward, we are seeing, from Jan-March, when people get into pre-placements, we'll have to see how the market takes it. But we're also hoping that into the next year, the government will come out with a urea policy which makes it more conducive for balanced nutrition. Otherwise, this urea price to the market being 1/4 of the DAP price is not conducive even for balanced nutrition.
Right. So going forward, what is the expectation? What kind of growth are you expecting from your non-subsidy business in 2012?
We expect to convert our non-subsidy business to roughly 50% of our revenue in about 3 years' time. Right now we're about 27-28%.
And what about synergies coming in with the acquisition of Sabero? When will that start reflecting on your financials?
It will take a year. We are getting all the ETP up to speed. We're getting our formulations because Sabero makes technicals and we make formulations. And we're getting our sales forces and marketing forces together both here and abroad. And I think it will take about a year to see the results flowing in.
Okay, so broadly, am I to understand, sir, that Q3, which is October to December, has largely been in line, so there are no great disappointments that would have come about in the quarterly numbers?
I don't think so across. I'm not able to speak for the entire industry, but I think the volume levels seem to be within plus minus 10%.
Okay, great. Good having this update with you, Mr. Vellayan, and look forward to talk to you post your numbers as well. Thanks so much for taking the time out and joining us. Let's go to Coromandel International. Remember, there were a few talks about how maybe some of the fertilizer companies, the non-urea players, might have had a little bit of a tough time in Q3. The management coming up and saying that has not been the case. So they have done okay. RCF, of course, is a pure urea player. Coromandel amongst the ones which manufactures complex fertilizers, doing okay for itself in today's session.